Hi, welcome to our second episode of Panch Tantra Talks, an initiative by LNTCC Toastmasters Club. Excellence is in holding yourself to standards higher than what the world expects of you. Excellence has no finishing line. The one thing that pushes us to perform better every time we deliver a speech is evaluation. As much as the speech, the evaluation is also an important aspect in one's Toastmasters journey. And hence, our topic for today's episode is evaluation. And to discuss on the topic, we have with us DTM Raghavan Sridhar. He has been a Toastmaster since 2012 and currently working in Ericsson as a senior manager in R&D function. He was the runner-up in district finals of the evaluation contest in 2017. He was also a district semi-finalist in the international speech contest in 2018. He was head of marketing for District 82's largest conference ever in 2019 and is fresh off his term as the area director for Area D2. He says that he's a blogger, a violinist, and a father, and also says that his 3-year-old daughter is his biggest inspiration. Thank you so much, DTM Raghavan, for accepting our invitation for this episode.
My pleasure, Pratika. Good evening to everyone watching. Congratulations to LNTCC as well. Great initiative.
Thank you so much, Raghavan. So let's get on to the interview right away. So ready for the first question?
Of course, shoot.
Okay. So all of us are aware that the toughest evaluation is for an icebreaker speech. So how do you think the speech should be evaluated and how can it be communicated positively with areas for improvement?
Lovely question there, Kritika. I think this is a very popular question as well. A lot of people have this question in their minds. But let me address two assumptions, I think, that goes behind this question. Okay, the first thing is we consider recommendations in an evaluation to be limited, as in a circle. More specifically, a lot of us feel eye contact, body language, vocal variety, stage usage. These four come to our minds predominantly when we talk about feedback about a speech or evaluation on a speaker. Now, when you talk about icebreakers, naturally a young speaker who is very raw, who hasn't learned any of these skills yet, they don't really exhibit as much as seasoned speakers do. And that sometimes makes an evaluator already think, okay, I can't speak on these. What am I going to speak on? That is, I feel, one of the reasons why we consider evaluations for an icebreaker very difficult. There is also another point which I think goes into an assumption is that when we talk about evaluation, right, we think recommendation. We think an evaluation means a recommendation, and that's our problem. It's very difficult to evaluate an icebreaker because what recommendation do I give? Now, on this point also, when we even look at the judging ballot of an evaluation sheet, or you take the evaluation sheet that comes with every manual, recommendation is just one part of it, right? Of course, in marking, it is 30%. Otherwise, it is 1/4, 25%. That's the weightage given to recommendation. So it's analysis, recommendation, technique, and summary. So when we combine both of these assumptions, recommendations are a small circle, 4-5 items, and we think evaluation means recommending something. That's where the complexity increases. If you ask me what I think of evaluation as such is, yes, a good evaluator will have to, in a specific context, give a room or a point or suggestion of improvement, but it's also about much more. There is an educational session that I do where I say evaluation is essentially putting up a mirror in front of the speaker. For example, now Kritika, you're watching me on your laptop screen, so you see your face also. And when I see your face, I presume it differently. When you look at your own monitor screen, what does it show to you? What does it say about your own smile? What does it say about your body language? What does it say about your energy? How you're holding that headphones up? That's exactly what an evaluator must do. Become a mirror and speak to the speaker in that language. All speeches will have areas of improvement. Yes, the challenge behind icebreaker evaluations are how do you put across a point about the speech or the speaker in a way that encourages him or her to come back. We can talk about the conflict in that speech. Conflict doesn't mean a danger or or risk or anything like that. Conflict is the space or a point in the speech where the speech turns either to the left or to the right. Or you can talk about, say, icebreaker is predominantly chronology, right? I studied school, my family, my college, my office, how I landed up here. You can also think about and talk to the speaker about how that chronology was put into place. How much did I come to know about Kritika? Or how could she have twisted things a little bit in a way? Oh, I didn't see that coming. You're an architect. Oh, I could never have figured that out. So construct of the speech, the conflict of the speech, the chronology in the speech, the way they present themselves, the poise, the compose, the energy, the restlessness. If you see me, I'll keep jumping on my chair. So there are items that we have to first of all decide. Okay, let me go beyond this circle and let me see if there is anything I can do to improve that speaker's wish to come back. Second, if you find an icebreaker perfect, accept that it's fine. It's not a contest, it's an icebreaker. Don't whitewash the speaker, but give them your heart and tell them, hey, that was beautiful, keep that going, right? So that would be my answer to that question, Kritika.
Excellent. So you're saying that one point I could take away is that give the feedback as a mirror, not just as a recommendation. And you don't always have to stick to improvement points if the icebreaker was pretty cool. And it doesn't have to always carry that so-called, oh, you could have done this something better. So great point. I will also keep that in mind because I have never done an evaluation for icebreaker myself. So I'll keep that in mind.
So you should do that. You should do that. You will realize it's not as difficult as they say it is, but you will realize how powerful it is, how much of a responsibility it is. You are responsible for that speaker to be a Toastmaster or not.
Right.
So that's a great responsibility. You will enjoy it for sure.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you, Raghavan. So the next question is how to present evaluation in an innovative way and at the same time adhering to the evaluation techniques. I'll be happy if you could explain it with an example.
Once again, a very interesting question. Now, I have always felt the difference between an interesting evaluation and a not so interesting evaluation lies in the simple aspect of truth. If you are truthful and if you're honest, you don't whitewash or really hammer a speaker, that evaluation tends to become naturally interesting. Also, one of the very my favorite techniques. Of course, I have 2, 3 favorite techniques. One of them, which I'm really well known for, is abbreviations. I think acronyms, I should say. I have done it so many times that people, when they look at me, they say, "Oh, Raghavan, he's the one who does these acronyms: A, B, C, 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 L, and T, etc." So it's the same package. It's the same evaluation content. While while I spend time on thinking about the speaker and their speech, I think of, okay, which acronym can this fit into? Of course, the acronym, the entire experience will become even better if the acronym can suit that occasion. Let me explain. If I am with L&T and I want to evaluate a speaker in L&T, if I use an acronym of CTS, it might still become a memorable evaluation, but it would become a legendary evaluation if I used L&T. Okay. So what I try to do is I have 2, 3 techniques in mind. One is the acronym. I try and see, okay, whatever I've written, will it fit into L&T or anything that will fit the occasion? PUNCH, punch, or Tantra, or Kritika. Say, I will check that out. If it works, take it. If it doesn't, move on ahead, find something else. And as you can naturally assume, this will take some time and you will become better with practice. The other and perhaps the most favorite technique that I follow is using metaphors. Let's say Kritika is speaking about a lorry or a car. Okay, you are speaking about your first experience of driving a car. So what I usually try and do is pick a leaf out of your book and then give it back to you, and you'll be like, that was mind blowing. Actually, I've done nothing. I've stolen something from you, and then I'm just sort of giving it back. I'm saying, Kritika, listening to your speech was like driving on the highway in the passenger seat. I didn't have to worry about which gear, what speed, nothing. All I had to do was put the window down, enjoy the lovely breeze. You drove at a beautiful pace, meaning your speech was paced, in a beautiful way. The words in your speech, the sentence formation and grammar were like amazing A.R. Rahman music coming out of the car, and I was blissfully enjoying it. The only thing that you could have done a little better was there were too many speed breakers on the road, meaning there were too many pauses or filler words or incorrect uses. If you had avoided that, taken a road which was like the highway, then imagine that entire experience. I would never have forgotten that. See, basically what I've done is you spoke about a car, you spoke about your experiences of a car. When I was doing an evaluation, I kept that spirit. I stole an idea from you, gave it back to you. Of course, I'm saying stealing, but it needs a lot of presence of mind and on the spot adaptability. And it comes with practice. And you have to be fearless about messing up. There are many evaluations that I've tried it and fallen flat on my face. But Toastmasters are so kind, they give you another chance. So these are a couple of things on the top of my mind using acronyms, but acronyms will be effective, but using appropriate acronyms for that occasion will make you legendary. Second, metaphors. Metaphors always win. The best metaphors are the ones you take from the speech or something that is closely associated with the speech. If you're talking about a car, you can either be inside the car or you can say it was like watching an amazing driver ride a beautiful car on a highway. Only problem was you drove that car, Lamborghini car, in the Chennai roads. Not something like that. So try to bring out a little bit of an ironical and yet fun recommendation. So that has always worked.
Excellent. I mean, it's so interesting to hear this. It is such a very simple thing, right? I never even thought of this acronyms and lovely metaphor related. So excellent, two ideas. I think all of us definitely have to try it out and fail it and become good at it every time. Thank you so much. That was like really eye opener for me. Seriously.